So, welcome to this week's topic, behavioral change. This is Christy, and this presentation is called Building the New, Understanding Behavioral Change and Learning to Build the New Now. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So, what is behavioral change? Behavioral change is defined as a process of modifying actions, habits, or attitudes to help improve health, productivity, and well being. That sounds very straightforward. In reality, we know it's not that simple. So, why is change hard for us? One of the big reasons is that we tend to be resistant to the unknown and to the uncomfortable. We get it in our heads that there's no guarantees. So, even if we make these changes, even if we choose to be uncomfortable, there's no guarantee. So, that change becomes hard because we can't see that guarantee. And so, it's tends to be hard for us to step into the unknown, for us to take that first step, because there is no guarantee that things are actually going to change. Another reason is that we tend to be on autopilot with our old habits, our reactions, and our responses. And a third reason is that simply we lack motivation and clear goals. It's very hard to move forward if there's no clear vision about where you're going. If there's no target, you have nothing to shoot for. So, are you ready for the big secret? Socrates said, the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. So, when we talk about change, when we talk about goals, what is the new that you're wanting to build? Are you wanting to build a healthier lifestyle? Are you wanting to build a new spiritual practice? Are you wanting to try a new yoga class? Are you wanting to cycle more? Are you wanting to spend more time on the golf course? What is the new that you are working to build? Then I'd like you to ask yourself, what are three benefits of the new you that you are building? So, for example, if the new that you're building is weight loss, one benefit would be that your joints are more comfortable because you're starting to lose weight. I know for myself in the past, when I've lost weight, it takes pressure off of my joints. That becomes much more comfortable. Also, with weight loss, you're able to fit into clothes that are smaller for you and more comfortable. Things aren't as tight, right? So those would be a couple of benefits to the new if I'm building a weight loss program. What is your long-term goal with the new you are building? And I say be as specific as possible here. So let's go ahead and stick with the weight loss new that I'm building for myself. Well, a long-term goal with that new would be that I have better overall health. I'm going to have lower health risks. I'm going to feel healthier within my body, better within my body because I'm at a healthier weight. And I'm going to look and feel great. I'm going to be more active. Again, joints are going to feel better. So there's a lot of long-term benefits to the new that I am building. So when you're answering this, try to be as specific as possible. Also, I'd like you to list three obstacles from the old that you are fighting. So, what are the old habits, the old behaviors, the whole old reactions that might creep up as you are working towards your new? And then I'd like you to list three strengths you already have that will help you build the new and stop fighting the old. So, for example, maybe I'm resilient. Maybe I am strong-willed. Maybe I am an early bird, and so I know that I'm going to be able to get those workouts done first thing in the morning before I talk myself out of it. So list three strengths that you already know you have that are going to benefit you and help you to build the new. Next question to answer is who is your support team and what resources are available to you? And I would focus on now. Who is your support team now? Who are the cheerleaders in your corner encouraging you? Who's the phone call that you make when you're having a hard time? Who's the phone call that you make when you're excited about something? And what resources are available to you right now? Something to consider as you are answering these questions. So, if you could start from scratch with your wellness journey, what would it look like? And what would it feel like? What emotions would be attached? What would you be most proud of yourself for achieving? So, are you ready for the catch? Because this sounds too good to be true, right? So, here's the catch. You are fighting yourself. You are your own worst enemy. You stand in your way because where you are feels safer than the unknown of where you are going. I have been known to say in the past, better the demons I know than the perceived demons that I don't, right? So I personally will sometimes procrastinate with things or avoid things because I don't know what's on the other side. It's the that number one thing that made things hard, right? It's the unknown. So let's talk about that in a little more depth. So back in 2019, I read a book called Claim Your Power by Mastin Kipp. Fantastic book. It's a 40-day journey. Highly, highly recommend. But what it taught me is that there are 12 survival patterns, and these are reactions within our body or traits that we exhibit when we are uncomfortable, when we are moving towards a goal and hit that stopping point. So let me go ahead and name them and see if any of these resonate with you. First, putting yourself last. Everybody else gets taken care of before you. Doubting your higher wisdom. You know that this is good for you, and yet you're standing in your own way. Staying in toxic relationships. And I will add, sometimes that is a toxic relationship with yourself. Trying to control other people. I know that I have some control issues. If I can control the situation, I feel like I'm going to be okay. And let me come back to the staying in a toxic relationship with yourself. What I mean by that is choosing to stay, maybe it's, you know, that you have trouble with gossip, or maybe you have trouble with self-doubt. That would be a toxic relationship with yourself that you're choosing to stay in. So let's go ahead and move forward. Perfectionism. That is one of my huge survival patterns and ways that I avoid things. Playing small, talking yourself out of big changes and minimizing what you're capable of. Another survival pattern, always assuming the worst, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Addiction, all forms of addiction. Procrastination, confusion, saying, I don't know, and allowing your life to be chaotic, and then also distraction. I will tell you for myself personally, with this list, procrastination and perfectionism are two of my bigger ones. Also, playing small is one that I struggle with as well. So, how do we heal these patterns? Well, Mastin Kipp, I went ahead and Googled what he recommends as far as the structure. It's been 5 years now since I was in a program. I read the book twice in 2019. I used it as a 6 month checkup for my progress and how I was doing, and then actually spent all of 2020 in coaching programs with him. So, what he recommends is that you first identify the patterns that are keeping you stuck or safe. So, coming back to this list of what he calls survival patterns, um, which of these do you recognize within yourself that you are using to keep yourself stuck or safe from the unknown? Next, we acknowledge the pattern and also its emotions. So let them be seen. So when I procrastinate, there's fear involved. There is guilt that comes up. There is self-doubt that creeps in with the procrastination as well. So, what emotions are you feeling as you acknowledge this pattern within yourself? And then start to work to neutralize those emotions with motions you desire more of. So, for example, if I am experiencing self-doubt as a result of my procrastination, if I am procrastinating because I'm doubting myself, then an emotion that I would want to bring into that is courage or potentially gratitude. So find high find positive emotions that are going to help to neutralize and eventually replace these negative emotions that are coming up with this pattern. So, are you ready to thrive through the changes? So instead of resisting, let's become resilient. And instead of being on autopilot, let's go ahead and increase our awareness. And instead of working from a place of lack, let's find inspiration within ourselves. So, my question to you is, what action can you take today to begin building the new now? Thank you so much for your time. And please email me if you have any questions.